अर्जुन उवाच स्थाने हृषीकेश तव प्रकीर्त्या जगत्प्रहृष्यत्यनुरज्यते च रक्षांसि भीतानि दिशो द्रवन्ति सर्वे नमस्यन्ति च सिद्धसङ्घाः कस्माच्च तेऽहन्नमेरन्महात्मन् गरीयसे ब्रह्मणोऽप्यादिकर्त्रे अनन्तदेवेश जगन्निवास त्वमक्षरं तदसत्तत्परं यत् त्वमादिदेवः पुरुषः पुराणः त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं निधानम् वेत्तासि वेद्यं च परं च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वमनन्तरूप वायुर्यमोऽग्निर्वरुणश्च शाङ्कः प्रजापतिस्त्वं प्रपितामहश्च नमो नमस्तेऽस्तु सहस्रकृत्वः पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते नमः पुरस्तादथ पृष्ठतस्ते नमोऽस्तु ते सर्वत एव सर्व अनन्तवीर्यामितविक्रमस्त्वं सर्वं समाप्नोषि ततोऽसि सर्वः सखेति मत्वा प्रसभं यदुक्तम् हे कृष्ण हे यादव हे सखेति अजानता महिमानं तवेदम् मया प्रमादात् प्रणयेन वापि यच्छावहासार्थमसत्कृतोऽसि विहारशय्यासनभोजनेषु एकोऽथवाप्यच्युत तत्समक्षम् कक्षामये त्वामहमप्रमेयम् पितासि लोकस्य चराचरस्य त्वमस्य पूज्यश्च गुरुर्गरीयान् न त्वत्समोऽस्त्यभ्यधिकः कुतोऽन्यः लोकत्रयेऽप्यप्रतिमप्रभाव तस्मात् प्रणम्य प्रणिधाय कायम् प्रसादये त्वामहमीशमीड्यम् पितेव पुत्रस्य सखेव सख्युः प्रियः प्रियार्यार्हसि देव सोढुम् अदृष्टपूर्वं हृषितोऽस्मि दृष्ट्वा भयेन च प्रव्यथितं मनो मे तदेव मे दर्शय देवरूपम् प्रसीद देवेश जगन्निवास।
Clarification. What is the difference between an ethical dilemma and a consequence of karma? Please explain. Is it from any of the references from the classes or general clarification? Is there any context to the statement or just I'm not able to understand?
It's a general question.
Amit, sorry?
It's a general question.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's a general question. Right. Okay. Consequence of karma, you don't have a choice. Having action being done, you have to experience the consequence. Ethical dilemma means you are debating. Should I do, should I not do, what is right, what is wrong? There is a process of thinking involved. There is the process of choice involved. So dilemma is thinking and choice. Consequence of karma means there is no choice but to experience the consequences. So this is a fundamental difference between the two. You follow me? Some thinking can be done and some choices can be made. That is dilemma. Karma means you have done an action. After doing the action, you cannot move away from you cannot escape the consequences of the action. So both are two separate ideas. One is a dilemma, another is a consequence. Consequence means after performing the action, the karta becomes the bhokta. Technically speaking, after the action is performed, the karta becomes the bhokta. Bhokta means one who has to necessarily experience the consequences of the doing. So, human being is divided into two, karta plus bhokta, doer and experiencing the consequences of the doing. Now, there are these two things. Now, this karta has a dilemma. The karta will have a dilemma. Should I do? Should I not do? Is it the right thing to do? Is it the wrong thing to do? All that is the karta going through. Based on all that, the karta performs an action. The moment the action is performed, the human being ceases to be a karta. Instantly, they turn into the human being becomes a bhokta. Bhokta means experiencing, necessarily have to experience the consequences of the doing. So these are the two separate things. Is it okay, Amit? Yeah. Clarification by Yashasvi. First one, who is a Shishya? Why is yes caps? Number one. Number two, when I say love someone, what is love and what is selfishness in it? You said be as unselfish as possible. I don't understand where to draw the line between serving others and doing my work. First one, who is a Shishya? Shishya means one who voluntarily, willingly submits oneself for correction. That is a Shishya. Shishya means I go and say, correct me. You don't go and tell the Guru, help me. You go and tell the Guru, correct me. To help, you go to everybody. You don't come to the Guru for help. You come to the Guru for correction. Therefore, Shishya means one who the person is intended for, the person voluntarily, willingly submits oneself for correction. Why? Of two reasons. One is the person has understood that there is something wrong. Number two, one cannot do anything by oneself to get over it, and then guidance is required. A person who understands this goes and surrenders to someone and says, tell me, what should I do? When a Shishya goes and asks the Guru, what should I do? There is no deliberation after that. Whatever is told to do, you should do. And we don't come to the Guru as nobody comes to the Guru as a Shishya. Everybody comes to the Guru as a consultant, therapist. You will take an advice, you will go and deliberate it independently by yourself, and then you make your own chivda out of it, and then you follow. And then you will come and ask, it didn't work. It didn't work. Guru says, I never gave any instruction in the first place, no, for it to work. You're just doing time pass. You follow. Therefore, Shishya means one who has understood that I am incapable of thinking for myself. I am incapable of thinking for myself. Now that I am incapable of thinking for myself, I surrender. That is a Shishya. So a Shishya is one who surrenders. Why Shishya in yes caps? I don't know where it is from. It doesn't mean anything. Sometimes it will be small s, it will be capital S, it doesn't mean anything. So I really, sometimes the auto correction itself does all these things. I really don't, it doesn't make capital S or small s, has no difference. Shishya means one who understands I am incapacitated to think for myself. Number two, since I am incapacitated to think for myself, I will come and ask what to do. And then when the prescription is given, this is what you do, you will not go back and Google. You take the prescription, and if you go back and Google, you have gone to a consultant, a therapist. You have not gone to the Guru. And everybody will take a prescription and go back and Google, because in the classes you are only said, no, Vedanta only says, no, you should think for yourself, you should be thinking, you should use your this, you should use your that. Therefore, all that I did, what is wrong in that? You didn't become a Shishya as yet. You are a student. You are a Vidyarthi. A Vidyarthi will do all these things. And we don't expect Sishyas in the classes. Guru always anticipates a Vidyarthi. No Guru anticipates a Shishya. Understand the difference. Vidyarthi means one who's interested in gaining knowledge. That's all. Gaining knowledge, they will want to process, go back, think, find out something, what will work for them, what will not work for them. And then what you said is correct, sir. In my context, I just tweaked it a little bit. All this will be done by the Vidyarthi. So we have two names. One is Vidyarthi, another is Shishya. Guru always deals with Vidyarthi. Guru doesn't deal with Shishya, because you don't get a Shishya in the first place. Where is the Shishya to deal with? There is no Shishya. Everybody here is a Vidyarthi. That's all. It's not wrong to be a Vidyarthi. One day you will mature to be a Shishya. So better to be a thinking Vidyarthi than pretending to be a Shishya. Like, it is better to be a dharmic grihastha than to be a fake sannyasi, in that sense. Better to be a dharmic grihastha than to be a fake sannyasi. Similarly, it is better to be a thinking Vidyarthi than to be pretending like a Shishya and all that. Therefore, Vedanta deals with Vidyarthis. The moment a Shishya comes, all these are words. Why waste time with these words? Jump. That's all. He will say jump, and the fellow jumps. Attains liberation. There is no problem at all there. This is the Shishya. Next clarification. Solomon. When I say love someone, what is love and what is selfishness in it? Love, what is love and selfishness in it? In the way that human being experiences love, it is only selfishness. There is no unselfishness. Love equals selfishness in the way that human being experiences love. Love equals selfishness. So instead of using the word love, because of the selfish element in it, another word attachment is used. So what people understand as love is attachment. What is love? What is love? Anything can be told about love, and still the word love will be very confusing. Anything can be discussed about this thing called love, and still the word love is not what love is. Therefore, primarily, what is selfishness? Understand selfishness, that's easy. What is selfishness? What is the definition of selfishness? Selfishness is, in your head, you are the priority for you. In your head, who's the priority for you? You are the priority for yourself in your head. And what is selfishness? Everybody around you also must keep you as their priority in your head. Sorry, in their head, not in your head. This is what attachment is. In your head, you are a priority. What is selfishness? Everybody around you must do what? They should also keep you as their priority in their head. If anybody keeps you as a priority in their head, you will say, we love each other. The moment the person says you are no more priority, what goes out? Love goes out. So it means in the first place, there's no such thing called love at all. So what is love? The other has become the priority. That is love. You are no more, when the other becomes the priority, that is love. When you are the priority, it is selfishness. And very difficult to have another as a priority. Why? Why it is very difficult? Terms and conditions will apply, isn't it? Terms and conditions will apply. You love someone. What are the terms and conditions with which you love? There are terms and conditions, isn't it? At least reply immediately, isn't it? You send a message, 3 weeks also no reply. What would you say that you feel, oh my God, why waste time with this person? Because it's not responding. I am not respected. I am not respected. I am not this. I am not this. Therefore, let go of this. Let go of this. Let go of this. Therefore, what is this thing? What is this thing called love? This is love. What is selfishness in it? Selfishness is using the other and discarding the other. That is selfishness. You use and then discard. What is using? Whatever you want to take, you take. Whatever you want to take, you will take. And the person turns back and says, now that you have taken so much, get me a glass of water. You will say, I am suffocated, and you will leave. This person is too demanding. I am very suffocated. This is selfishness. When you are taking, you are happy. When you are supposed to give, you don't like it. Are you able to understand what is selfishness? Selfishness is when you are taking, you will be happy. When you have to show gratitude, you will be, when you are taking, you will not measure your taking. When you have to show your gratitude, you will measure your gratitude. That is selfishness. When you are taking, you should measure and take. When you are giving, you are supposed to give. When you are giving, you are supposed to give completely. When you are taking, you are supposed to measure. But what is selfishness? Exactly the opposite. When I am taking, I take. I don't have a problem of taking. When I take, I don't measure anything. When I'm supposed to give only, I start measuring. How much should I give? I should not overdo, no, sir. You should not overtake. All the thinking that should happen when you are taking, you do the thinking when it comes to giving. This is called the selfishness. This is called selfishness. Yeah. Next clarification. You said, be as unselfish as possible. I don't understand where to draw the line between serving others and doing my work. You said, be as unselfish as possible. I don't understand where to draw the line between serving others and doing my work. SSV. Serving others is the only work. There is no other work. That is the ideal way. Other than serving others, what work anybody has? But people cannot live life like that. Therefore, everybody draws their line according to their place and circumstances and their capacity. What Yashasvi is saying is very simple. Raj. She's saying what she's saying is very simple. She is doing her work of watching the movie. And her sister is saying, I am thirsty, coughing, get me a glass of water. That's all. Yeah. I'm coughing. Now, what should I do? Should I continue to do my work of watching the movie or give a glass of water and save the life of the sister who's coughing herself to death? What should I do? Raj, what is the answer? What is the answer? Continue watching the movie. Don't worry. What else to do? Continue watching the movie. That's what she's asking. What is the big, what is the big confusion in that? You mature to a level where serving others becomes the only work. There is no work that you have of yours separately from serving the others. Every work should be converted to serving the others. That is karma yoga, that is yajna karma. That is karma yoga, that is yajna karma. So, for unselfishness, there is no my work. Every work that is done, all work that is done is only for the benefit of another. So there is no specific my work and then go and serve the others. When I go to work, I work for the welfare of the organization. I work for the others. When I'm in the family, when I'm taking care, I work for the welfare of the family. So wherever I go, whatsoever I do, I serve. That is karma yoga. Distinct and different is serving others versus something I do for my pleasure. Some actions I do for my pleasure. Some actions I do for my survival. Some actions I do for helping others. Yeah. She's having three distinctions in her head. One action is for my survival. Another set is for my pleasure. Another set is for serving the others. Where do I draw the line? புரியுதா? எல்லாருக்கும் இந்த distinctions இருக்குது. Everybody has all the three distinctions. One is some activity for my pleasure. I'm repeating again. Another activity for my livelihood and survival, which is my work. Third one is when the first two are attended to, third one. If there is a conflict between the third one and the first two, where to draw the line? Where to draw the line? Erase all the lines and bring in only one. Whatsoever I do, it is for serving the other. So serving the other is not a specific action. Serving the other becomes your mental attitude, becomes your inner understanding in and through everything that you do. Again, serving the other is not a specific set of actions. Serving the others becomes your inner attitude in and through all that you do. Therefore, where do I draw the line? Don't draw the line, erase the line. Erase all the lines and say everything that I do is for serving the others. When I'm eating, I'm not eating for my pleasure. I'm eating so that I can be healthy, so that I can serve the other. A simple act like that also should be converted for helping others. Everything has to be converted. Then you are living an unselfish life. You follow? You will still be eating, you will still be sleeping, you will still be doing everything. You will not stop any of these things. But when you are doing all these things, the understanding, the attitude gets shifted. Then you become unselfish. Any more clarifications? No. We are in verse number 40. Correct? Huh? We are in verse number 40. சொல்லுங்க கொளத்தூர். Yes.
You talked about Vidyarthi and Shishya. Mostly we are falling under the category of Vidyarthi only, not the Shishya category. And
correct.
When I look back, it is said that it aneka janma samprapta, like so much has gone in the past. At least in this janma, I could stand at this point of time and get exposed to this knowledge. And looking at the forward, whether realization happens or not is a different tangent altogether. But looking at the past, looks like I have crossed many such obstacles and bad qualities or whatever negativities or whatever it is. Somewhere down the line, I'm there. So as you said, that gratitude comes in and then you try to do whatever best possible, not looking at anything else at all. Is it that understanding right and I'm moving in the right direction, or should I think something else to move further?
That's what you can do at this point in time.
Yes.
You can try to be as unselfish as possible. You can try to be as unselfish as possible. You are correct. Jantunam narajanma durlabham, he says. Of all the jantus, to be born as a human being is a very great blessing.
Yeah.
After associating, after becoming a human being, Shastra, associating with the Shastra is far more complicated. After associating with the Shastra, getting a guru is supreme most.
Yes, sir.
Jantunam narajanma durlabham, Shastra association and Mahapurusasya samshraya. Mahapurusasya samshraya means the association with the Mahapurusha. All that means some good has happened in the past. Now, I can just waste it out in something useless, or I can make proper use of it. I can waste it. I can just waste the entire opportunity that has come to me. I can waste it in doing all the unnecessary things, or I can make proper use of it. What is making proper use of it? Become as unselfish as possible. Become more and more unselfish. Become more and more unselfish. Do karma yoga as much as possible. Do karma yoga as much as possible. Become as unselfish as possible. You follow? That's what you can do ideally. Anything other than that is not the proper way of doing. Become unselfish. Serve as much as you can. Keep as much as you can. Bring in the attitude of service. Service starts from a clarity on having gotten the benefits till now, I should become a giver. I should be a contributor. I should be a giver, not a receiver. I should not be receiving. I should not be taking. I should not be receiving. I should be a contributor. I should be a giver. You follow? That much you can do. Whether moksha will come or not, God only knows. That we will leave it to God.
Yes.
Problem of moksha is God's. So that is left to God. But one thing that can be done, what? Do be as unselfish as you can. Number 2, develop Vishwarupa Darshana. Learn to appreciate everything in creation as divine. Develop the second one, Vishwarupa Darshana. Learn to see every aspect of creation as divine. That's why we keep educating ourselves at 2 levels. One is matter is enlivened by spirit, is one level of understanding. Another level of understanding is it is spirit that is appearing as matter. Maturity means, again I repeat, level 1 understanding. It is spirit that enlivens the matter. Second level is what? It is the consciousness, the spirit that is appearing as matter. Gold pervades the ornament. Gold has become the ornament. There is only gold. What is correct? All 3 are correct from what level you look at. Are you able to follow? Gold pervades the ornament. Correct. God pervades the world. God enlivens it. That is one level. Second level is what? Gold has become the ornament. The third, gold only is. That's how you grow in understanding. So we want to mature to this level of understanding. God pervades the world. We are saying 2 things now. There is God and then there is this world. You follow? Second, God is not pervading the world. God itself has become the world. God pervading the world, now we can accept. God has become the world is impossible to accept. Third, forget it. There is only God. Forget that one. Third one is almost, third one, forget it. God has become the world itself is impossible to accept, because how God has become the world means a lion and tiger must be a non-violent lion and tiger, isn't it? Then only God is. There is a lion that is tearing open the little one and eating, choking the little one to death, tears open and eats it. Is that divine? Oh, that is Rakshasa, sir. So what is divine? I don't know. Everybody must be a vegetarian. Huh? I don't know what happens to the plants when you eat the plant. I don't know what happens to the plant when you eat. So our concept of divine is so narrow. Therefore, the second level of maturity itself is very difficult. What is the second level of maturity? That God doesn't pervade the world. God has become the world. Now, God has become the world means God is good and bad, right and wrong. How can you accept it? You cannot accept it. Nobody can accept it. God means only good. No, sir. How can there be bad? How can there be? Now, from where you got that idea that God has to be good all the time? Yeah. அது மூவி சீரியல்ல வர காட் தான் will be good all the time. The gods, when you make a movie out of God, God will be good all the time. What is the real God? Real God is good, and he can be cruel and he can be cruel and he will be kind. Because karma pala data, according to what you deserve, he gives you the result. So where is the cruelty or kindness there? Therefore, the second maturity is what? God has become the world. This is a very huge understanding. This is a very giant leap in understanding life. Impossible to accept it. And forget the third level. What is the third level?
God is.
God is. Electricity enlivening the bulb is acceptable. Electricity enlivening the bulb is acceptable. Petrol driving the car is acceptable. Isn't it? Electricity enlivening the bulb and it has become the bulb. Does it make sense? Does it make any sense? Electricity enlivens the bulb makes sense. Electricity becoming the bulb doesn't make any sense. But whether it makes sense to you or not, life says this is the reality. Whether if it doesn't make sense to you, change your understanding. For the life is not going to change. Utopian world. What is an utopian world? Everybody will be happy, isn't it? Everybody will be happy. Lion also should be happy, and the deer also should be happy. You know, if lion and deer both has to be happy, both should disappear. Then only they can be happy. As long as lion and deer are there, at any given point of time, one will be happy and the other will be unhappy. That is Vishwarupa. Maturity about life. This is spiritual growth, the courage, the strength. Are you able to follow? So level number 1, serve, help as much as you can. Level number 2, appreciate Vishwarupa. Learn to appreciate Vishwarupa as the reality of life. இது ரெண்டு பண்ணாலே போதும். Third, about Advaita, Moksha and all will happen by itself. சரியா? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Verse number 40. Bhakti is continuing. So he is continuing his devotion. Salutations to you before and salutations to you behind. Salutations to you on every side. Oh, you are everything. Infinite in power, infinite in prowess. You pervade all. Wherefore, you are therefore, you are everything. What is he saying? Don't try to bring in lot of intellectual meaning into this. It is an expression of his devotion, that's all. An expression of devotion which always will not look very difficult for the one who doesn't have that emotion. See, have you ever observed, if you don't have the emotion, the one who's having an emotion will look very silly in your eyes. Have you ever observed that? If you don't have an emotion, somebody else expressing that emotion will look very silly. But the truth is what? It is an expression of emotion. But we don't call it as emotion, we call it as bhakti. You are everywhere. If you are everywhere, how can I be different from you? If you are everywhere, how can I be different from you? It means only you are there. Only you. See, you are there everywhere except me. He is not saying that. No. Except me, you are everywhere, God. Oh God, you are everywhere. Means where is God? So what is the first place that you should understand God is? You. You. You are everywhere, God. In Rishikesh, he is. In Haridwar, he is. But where? In me? Definitely not, sir. Definitely not in me, but everywhere else other than me. Then God is not all-pervading. You are more powerful than God because he doesn't have the power to pervade you, no. So if you say God is all-pervading, right away it is obvious that you have become God. You and God are one. Aikyam has already happened. There is a difficulty. So that devotion is expressing. That devotion is expressing. Ananta Viryam. Viryam is physical power. Physical, not only you have physical power, you have inner strength also. You have courage and you also have skill. Viryam is skill. And then courage to act on your skill. Very difficult is this combination. Arjuna is saying, you are both. Very skillful in the training camp in army. When war starts, the fellow runs away, isn't it? It means what? Very skillful in training camp, but when the war comes, there is no courage. Somebody has courage, though not training. So what is the ideal combination? Skill and the ability to act on your skill, courage. Skill and courage. He says, oh God, you have both. And when you look at life, you always see people having one and not the other. A courageous person will not be that skillful. The skillful person will say, why get into all these things? Move away. Not only there is power, skill, there is also vikram. Vikram, that parakram, that inner strength. All this is you, and I salute you. Salute you. Salutations, salutations, salutations. Salutations is in the modern day context, understand it as how many times you say, I love you, I love you, I love you. To the loved one, you will never get tired of saying, I love you. To the others, you will get tired. Understand it like that. Are you able to follow? To your beloved, to the one that you really love, how many times can you say, I love you? How many ever times you say, I love you, still you will have more strength to say, I love you, no? The other person will run away. That's a different story. We're not talking about that. We are talking about what? Where there is love, it will be continuously said. Bhakti. That is, so love and devotion is one and the same. So salutations is a very technical language. In the modern day understanding, understand it as I love you. 2 minutes later, again you can say, I love you. 30 years later also you can say, I love you. That's impossible. Fifth minute you will get bored, because that's how shallow our love is. What is love? Ananya Chinta. We have studied that already. What is love? Love is nothing but Ananya Chinta. Ananya Cintayanto Mam Yajana Paryupasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. Verse number 22, chapter 9. Ananya Chinta. What is love? What is bhakti? Ananya Chinta. Constant thinking. Just as the mother is thinking of the child even in deep sleep. She is fast asleep, and when the child turns this side, that side, she wakes up. Ananya Chinta. This is called Ananya Chinta. And this Ananya Chinta gets expressed. When this Ananya Chinta expresses itself, that expression is called bhakti. From the one who doesn't have this Ananya Chinta, this expression of bhakti will always look very silly, isn't it? If you see somebody, okay, who's an expert in English and Tamil here? I don't know. I'll ask Ranjini only. Konjaradukku, what will you say in English? Yeah, she is English professor. Raj, what will you say Konjarada in English? Bhavana, you know? How would you translate it in English? Cuddling, Cuddling-na கட்டி பிடிக்கிறது. இல்லையா? கொஞ்சறதுன்றது வேற. I don't know how to say that. Tamil, you understand that, no? Pamper. When somebody, I don't know, find it out in English dictionary and do it. She has become a Mahatma now. There is no equivalent she put. I'm asking her what is the meaning now. She is saying there is no meaning. I don't know what to teach now. Srikanth, நம்ம பேசலாம் இப்போ இல்லையா? யாராவது கொஞ்சறத பார்த்தா it looks very silly, no? பைத்தியகாரத்தனமா தான் தெரியும். வெளில இருந்து பார்க்கும்போது it looks so So silly it is. They go, something they do, you feel like saying, stop it, isn't it? For the one who is expressing the affection, that is, they go on and on. So Arjuna is doing that. That is bhakti. So salutations to you in the front, salutations to you in the back. You are all pervading. You are this, you are this, you are that. The receiver may get bored, the giver never gets bored, isn't it? The one who has affection, how much ever you express your affection, you still know you can give much more, isn't it? You have affection, you show your affection, and you still know you can give much more, isn't it? That's what is happening in verse number 40. As he is expressing his devotion and bhakti, etc., suddenly Arjuna's mind goes in a tangent now. There's a sudden tangent. Up to Vibhuti Yoga, it was all right. Vishwarupale, Arjuna started going in tangents. What are the tangents that we saw? First is the three emotions of Vishwarupa. If you remember, we started by saying that the first emotion of Vishwarupa is wonderment. Second aspect of Vishwarupa is fear. The third one is bhakti, devotion. He will be circling and going into all these three. Sometimes there will be that fear, sometimes there will be that devotion, sometimes there will be that. Now, suddenly you find in the next two verses, Arjuna going into a tangent. Next rendu sendu padipom illaya, isn't it? That's how. I have to see the book. Yeah, correct. Sendu dhaan padikirom. 41, 42 combined. Padingo. 41, 42 combined.
तथेति मत्वा प्रसभं यदुक्तम् हे कृष्ण हे यादव हे सखेति अजानता महिमानं तवेदं मया प्रमादात् प्रणयेन वापि यच्छावहासार्थमसत्कृतोऽसि विहारशय्यासनभोजनेषु एकोऽथवाप्यच्युत तत्समक्षम् क्षामये त्वामहमप्रमेयम् सखेति मत्वा प्रसभं यदुक्तम् हे कृष्ण हे यादव हे सखेति अजानता महिमानं तवेदम् मया प्रमादात् प्रणयेन वापि यच्छावहासार्थमसत्कृतोऽसि विहारशय्यासनभोजनेषु एकोऽथवाप्यच्युत तत्समक्षम् क्षामये त्वामहमप्रमेयम्.
Having regarded you as a friend, whatever was rashly said by me, addressing you as, O Krishna, O Yadava, O friend, not knowing your greatness and out of negligence or even love, in whatever way you have been insulted, O Achyuta, in jest, playing, repose, seated, or at meals, when alone or in company, I implore you, immeasurable, to forgive. Again, having regarded you as a friend, whatever was rashly said by me, addressing you as Krishna, Yadava, friend, not knowing your greatness, and out of negligence or even love, in whatever way you have been insulted, in jest, in playing, in repose, seated, or at meals, when alone or in company, Forgive me. Now he doesn't know what to do with such a great personality in front. See, when that great personality behaves with you like any ordinary person, what will you do? The great personality behaves with you like any ordinary person. So what do? All that you do to ordinary person, you will do to that great person also. And suddenly you recognize the greatness. You feel what? Oh my God. Yeah. I should not have done these. I should not have done these few. What are the few? While playing, see, they grew up together. No, they grew up together. They were childhood friends. They grew up together. See, they all knew Krishna is a very wise person, but not like Vishwarupa and what he's showing and all that. Not that angle. He's a very good friend, a very wise friend, and a very entertaining company, isn't it? His company is very entertaining. He's a very good friend, and he's very wise also. What a combination he is, isn't it? He's wise, he's very entertaining, all that put together. What will you do when you are in associating with that person? You will not say salutations, salutations, salutations all the time. No. So what you would have said? Ram Subramaniam. What you would have said? Vadan Kukrupare Pyav, isn't it? Clear. Vadan, Vadarna, hey, come. Clear. Oh, and having said, hey, now he's worried now. Oh my God, how I could have uttered such things. While food, everybody would have sat and they'll be eating together. And maybe Krishna would have taken something which Arjuna liked and didn't give him. What he would have said? Vijay, என்ன சொல்லிருப்பாரு? அப்பா நீயே எல்லாத்தையும் சாப்பிடுற, எனக்கு வைக்க மாட்டியா? You would have asked, isn't it? You would have said, how can you consume everything? You should have left something for me also, no? How can you be so selfish? All these conversations that we all have every day, Arjuna had these conversations with Krishna. Right in the beginning of chapter 1 itself, what did he say? If you remember, in chapter 1 itself, what did he say? Senarayor Ubayor Madhye, place the chariot in between the two armies. He didn't say, oh Krishna, oh my God, I am requesting you to place the chariot in between. He didn't say all that. He was commanding him. He was ordering him. Place the chariot in between the two armies. Verses 21 and 22, chapter 1 of the Bhagavad Gita. In a flash, he is remembering everything. In a flash, he remembers everything and he is asking you, what? I have told you a few things. I would have addressed forgive me. Again, an expression of devotion. It is not that Krishna is upset, that Krishna is going to punish him and asking, don't punish me. Again, it is an expression of devotion. Suddenly, you are very close to a person. Think that person is your friend, equal, etc. Suddenly, the person shows an extraordinary dimension which is impossible to conceive. You will not know what to do at that point of time with that person. You will really not know. You will really not know what to do. So suddenly he is showing himself as God, Vishwarupa. Now suddenly when he shows himself as Vishwarupa, what is he thinking now? I would have been angry. Obviously, no. Obviously, he would have gotten angry many a times. You know, maximum anger of yours is faced by God only. You know that, no? Where will you show your maximum anger? Not to the person next to you. You will show your maximum anger to God only. How could you do that? How can you do that? Poor God has to sit and take all our anger, and suddenly that God has appeared in front of you. What will happen? That is Vishwarupa. You follow? Suddenly that God has appeared in front of him. He is saying, people say that, no, he is my friend, philosopher, and guide. If all the three gets into one, you will not know what to do with that person. You know that? That's what happened to Vishwarupa Arjuna. Again, I repeat, you will say, he is my friend, he is my philosopher, he is my guide. You will not know what to do. Isn't it? You can talk, you will know how to talk to a father separately. You will know how to talk to the mother separately. You will know how to talk to the friend separately. You will know how to talk to the school teacher separately. Now, all in one, what will you do? You will know how to talk to your friend separately. You will know how to talk to your enemy separately. Supposing if everything is one, Ajanataha, I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know, na, I couldn't understand your greatness. I didn't know means I couldn't understand your greatness. Now that I am experiencing who you are, I feel how silly I was to have done those things with you. Who worthy of worship all the time, who should be worshipped all the time, who should be adored all the time, how I could have treated you like my equal. Because in many times, Arjuna treated Krishna as equal. Maya pramadat. Inadvertently, carelessly. Pramada is tamoguna. Like whenever I was in my tamasic state, carelessly, I would have addressed you. Carelessly, I would have kicked you, isn't it? Carelessly, I would have done a few things. Pranayena vapi. Pranayena vapi means either out of love, I would have done sometimes, carelessly, inadvertently, I would have done something, not paying to attention to the words that I am using, I would have said something. How I took you for granted and I did everything, Krishna. Forgive me for that. How I took you for granted. How I took you for granted. Again, understand it as an expression of bhakti. Don't try to intellectualize all this. If you try to intellectualize all this, it will make absolutely no sense. Because whatsoever word you use, is God going to get angry? Is Krishna going to get angry? One. Two, you didn't know. Now what to do? Is he good? So it is an expression of, it is just an expression of devotion. That's all. You follow? The friend, the guru, the God, everything in one. See, how much ever you see a guru, who asked about Sishya? But this morning only. Yashu. You can never see the Guru as a God, because the Guru is there right in front of you in flesh and blood. Something you will like, something you will not like, something will irritate you, something will be pleasant, something you will see him as, I don't know what all people think of their gurus. Arjuna is so blessed because he saw the friend, he saw the Guru, and he saw the guide. All three in one there. He saw the Guru, he saw the God, he saw the friend. When all these three combined, in the past, he saw him as a friend only. In the past, he saw him as a friend. Now, that friend thing that he did, he feels, oh my God, how I was so ignorant to have treated you like my equal. Treating you as my equal, how inadvertently I have done a lot of things to you, for which I'm asking forgiveness. For which he is giving various instances. He is giving various instances. What are the various instances he is giving? While playing, avahasartham. Avahasartham means for the sake of jest. Actually didn't mean it, I just said it, isn't it? For the sake of jest. You are a real foolish person, Krishna. You would have told him a fool many a times. In jest. Now he feels, he regrets it now. I should not have treated you like that. Second, while playing, in play, in repose, seated, meals, meaning in every transactions with you, in all my transactions with you, in all the things that I have done, I ask for forgiveness. You follow? I ask for forgiveness. Or I should not have done that. How I could have been that ignorant? That's what he is regretting. Are you able to follow what he is saying? He is regretting how ignorant I could have been, that I didn't know your greatness, and how I saw you as any ordinary person. How tamasic I should have been at that point of time. How foolish I would have been at that point of time. How tamasic I would have been at that point of time. What was I chasing? What was I running behind that I couldn't recognize your presence and greatness? That he is feeling and saying, I should not have done it. You follow? He is not scared. He is not scared that Krishna is going to punish him. He is not afraid that God is going to send him to Naraka for all that. That's not what he is saying. What he is saying is how I could have been that ignorant. How I could have been so ignorant that I didn't see you. Not only I didn't see you, how audacious behavior I have had with you at sometimes. Because I have seen you as my equal. Are you able to follow? Because I have seen you as my equal, because I have seen you also like another person in blood and flesh with all limitations, etc., like me, I was very audacious in my behavior with you. I was very much like this with you. I was very much like that with you. Oh, Achyuta. Achyuta means one who is never shaken, firm. Achyuta means one who can never be shaken, meaning he is so So firm. Aprameyam, immeasurable. You are Achyuta, you are Aprameya. All that means what? He is regretting his ignorance, he is regretting his tamoguna nature and seeking forgiveness. He is regretting his tamoguna. What is tamoguna? What is tamas? Blind, ignorant, isn't it? Ignorant. What is ignorant? Not recognizing the greatness. When a Mahatma comes, if you are not able to recognize the Mahatma, it is tamoguna. He's saying, how I was so tamasic by nature, how I was so ignorant by nature. For all that, I seek forgiveness. In a way, Krishna, it is your fault. You didn't reveal yourself fully. You are hiding all this all along. In a way, it is your fault, Krishna, isn't it? You were hiding all this, no? Appo kuda fault will go on Krishna only, isn't it? Tamas will not be accepted. Even there, the fault will be on whom? Not on me. You were hiding it all along, isn't it? You were hiding it. You were hiding it all along. And how do you expect me to know? See, unless revealed, how do you expect me to know? Very difficult to get out of this tamoguna thinking, isn't it? Arjuna is such a beautiful person because he got out, he is getting out of this tamoguna, so he is able to recognize all this, he is able to see all this. You follow the difference? So he's saying, how I didn't know your greatness. Okay, I didn't know, but out of your love, you should have shown, no? You know that I am ignorant. You know that I am a fool. Now, whose responsibility it is? Inga kuda thittu yarukku? Yeah. Inga kuda who gets the scolding? Who receives the scolding? Sudhir. You become wise, you will receive maximum scolding. That's why you don't become wise at all, isn't it? You become wise, maximum scolding you will get. Yeah. And you think you will get roses allam varadu. Yeah. Rotten tomatoes and rotten eggs only. Rotten eggs and rotten tomatoes only comes. Rarely one flower also will come. Most of them you only get. Yes. You should have revealed, no, Krishna, I was ignorant. I didn't know. It's okay. But you being a wise person, what you should have done? You should have shown the Vishwarupa then only. If you have shown the Vishwarupa, then only I would not have done all this, no? What Arjuna missed? Vishwarupa was there in front all the time. Vishwarupa was there happening in front of you all the time. You don't need a special situation. You don't need a special person to come and show you Vishwarupa. Vishwarupa is there right in front of you all the time. He is showing that. Unfortunately, we have the dosha. We have a sin. What is the dosha? What is the sin? Ignorance. In Vedanta, in Vedas, in Vedanta, ignorance alone is the dosha. Ignorance alone is the sin. Rest and all is offshoots of that. Rest and all is offshoots of that. Every Saturday, I will fly to Asta's place, do the Sunday class and go back. Because nowhere in the middle of the classes, I was given hot coffee, isn't it? Every 20 minutes, she comes and gives, and I'm not having it, it's getting cold, and it's getting replaced. Now the aroma of, now I have to at least sip it now. Yeah. I won't come, don't get scared.
I'm waiting. I'm praying that you come.
Wonderful. If Krishna has revealed himself to Arjuna in the beginning, would Arjuna have done all this? For which Krishna says, I was revealing. Now what to do? You didn't have the eyes to see. Why? Because you are in the dosha of ignorance. So according to Vedanta, there is only one sin. What is the sin? Ignorance is the sin. Remove ignorance, you are free from sins. Vedas is so compassionate, so understanding in telling us what is sin. Everybody will come and tell you, you did this, it is sinful. You didn't do it, it is sinful. So everybody talks about sin in terms of actions, etc. Vedas, the Vedanta comes very differently. They come and tell us what? There's only one sin. And what is the only sin? What is the only sin? Ignorance is the only sin. And you will not be punished for your ignorance. You will be educated so that your ignorance goes away. You will not be punished for your ignorance. Because anyway, your ignorance is punishing you. Why God has to punish you extra? Are you able to follow? Amit, you are punished by your own ignorance already. Therefore, God need not come and punish you extra. What is God? God is to educate us so that we are out of ignorance. The Vedas is to educate us so that we are out of ignorance. When you come out of ignorance, you are free from dosha. What is the dosha? You see Vishwarupa everywhere. You see Vishwarupa everywhere. Now what is Arjuna saying? I knew you are a great person. I knew you are a wise person, but we didn't know that you are. But I didn't know that you are this great. You didn't know that you are this great. You didn't know that you are this great. Therefore, pardon me for my foolishness. Pardon me for my ignorance that I couldn't see you, isn't it? Pardon me for my ignorance. Pardon me for I couldn't see you. Saketi matva prasabam yaduktam. He Krishna, he Yadava, he Sake. He Krishna na enna artham? He na Vadana artham, isn't it? Vadana, how do you say? He is so friendly, no? You will not say, Hari Om, welcome my friend. You will not say that, no? Will you say, Hari Om, welcome my friend. Hope the journey was all right. All that you will not ask your friend, no? Isn't it? As soon as a friend walks in, what will you say? Hey Krishna, hey Yadava, hey Sake. All this I would have, all this I said to you. Ajanata Mahimanam. I didn't know your Mahima. I didn't know your Mahima. I didn't know your greatness. Ajanata Mahimadam Tavedam Maya Pramadat. He has understood. Because of my Pramada, because of my Tamoguna, because of my carelessness, because of my heedlessness, because I'm stuck somewhere, because I am so busy chasing something else, I didn't realize you, I didn't recognize you. Therefore, what I did, sometimes love, sometimes negligence, sometimes irritation, sometimes wanting to serve, and then wanting to throttle the person who you served in the morning, isn't it? In the morning you serve, Afternoon, you are irritated. Evening, you want to murder the person that you served. Now, all this I have done to you. Meaning what? That's why in the later on, in the later on stages, I also used to think like that. Even now, I think like that. What a punya karma that fellow would have done. What privilege Arjuna would have done to call him as, hey, isn't it? Yeah. Isn't it? You see only, you are not able to say, somebody, what an association, what a friendship, what a privilege that Arjuna had. Wonderful, all that privileges. Wonderful, all that is. In all that, he missed the essence. In all that, he missed the essence. Now he knew the essence. He said, forgive me for my ignorance. Forgive me for my ignorance. He is not upset that, he is not worried that Krishna is going to punish him. He is regretting his own foolishness. Are you able to follow? He is regretting his own foolishness. He is regretting his own imprudent behavior. His own taking him for granted and doing things. He is regretting all that. Therefore, he says, forgive me. I'm sorry. With this, we conclude for today. Any clarifications?
Posted. Ramasubramanian has posted.
Read, I'm sitting in front of this touch thing. Anything I'm touching, the whole lot is going away. So I'm not even coming near the screen. Chat open pandradhe. I'm so backward in technology. And
Hariom, sir.
Gadgets some persa irukudhu.
Hariom, sir. The question that I typed in chat is, did Sugriva and Guhan and others, I haven't mentioned other names, did Sugriva and Guhan have the same kind of friendship with Lord Rama?
Yes. Guha didn't have friendship with Rama. Sugriva had friendship with Rama. Guha saw him as, Guha is very different. Ram Subramaniam. Sugriva is very mediocre category. Ordinary fellow, useless fellow. Sugriva. Yeah. He thought, I lost my wife, Rama also lost his wife. We both don't know how to protect our wife. Andha maridhan Sugriva was thinking about Rama. Sugriva allan kadave kidayathu. Guha is extraordinary. Guha is extraordinary. One of the greatest exponents of Ramayana, who I have heard personally a lot, and I had the opportunity to interact with him also personally. The greatest exponent on Ramayana, especially Kamba-Ramayana, Tamil. He was the Chief Justice of Madras High Court Chief Justice. Ismail, his name was, M.M. Ismail. He was a Chief Justice of Madras High Court. You know, Muslim, we go to him for clarification on Ramayana. You know that? Absolute authority on Ramayana he is. God, I have not seen anybody who knows Ramayana the way that he knows. Clarification. You can know. He says beautifully when he talks about Guha, I am so conditioned by him, Ram Subramaniam. I am so conditioned by him, and unquestionable authority I have on his things. About Guha, he says so beautifully. See, if Bharata was behaving very culturally, if Bharata was so sacrificial, no? Isn't it? Crown was offered to him and Bharata was very sacrificial. Isn't it? Bharata was very sacrificial. Lakshmana was very sacrificial. One day he said, having studied, having born in Raghu Vamsa, and having studied under a guru like Vasishtha, this is very ordinary, acceptable behavior, he said. Nothing extraordinary in it. Are you able to follow? I thought, wow, what a way of looking at it. He said, look, born in Raghu Vamsa, what a lineage that Vamsa is. What a lineage, what a parampara. Everybody is talking about dharma, and everybody is about the dharmic things, everything. And then educated under whom? Under Vasishtha, isn't it? Vasishtha. Where do you get a guru like? Where do you get the guru like Vasishtha? It is expected. Compared to a Guha, who's a tribal person, who doesn't have the sophistication at all, who has no access to sophistication at all. And the person who doesn't have any access to sophistication, he recognized the greatness of Rama straight away. He said. That's what the story is, no? The devotee of Guha is something. Rama told Guha that you are my friend. Guha in turn didn't say, Vada Raman, he didn't say that. He said, he prostrated back. Are you able to follow? Guha is extraordinary, Ram Subramaniam. Guha is very extraordinary. And I never, Again, another thing that he said about this, Vali and Sugriva fighting, isn't it? Vali and Sugriva fighting. Sugriva is getting beaten up. One more hit, Sugriva would have been dead. He runs back to Rama and says, he accuses Rama. He said, what kind of a man are you? You told me that I will protect you. You sent me to Vali and he's beating me up and you are not doing anything. You are very untrustworthy. He accuses Rama very badly. You know that story. You know, I'm not going into the entire background because all of us know that whole background. That's why I'm not going into that background. And you know, Rama gave one of the most lame excuses. He gave one of the lame excuses Rama gave, which even an ordinary person will not give. And you don't expect a Avatara Purusha like Rama to give that excuse. Rama told Sugriva, see, both of you look alike. I didn't know who is Vali, who is Sugriva. Huh? And everybody agreed to that. No, you also agreed to that. No? Huh? Everybody agreed to that. That great man, Ismail said, see, that is very poor understanding of Rama, very poor understanding of the situation. Why? Because it is very obvious. The one who's beating is Vali, the one who's getting beaten up is Sugriva. No problem at all there. No problem at all there. So even then Rama was waiting. Rama was waiting because Rama being the Dharma Purusha, Rama being Dharmatma, he was waiting. When all the prayatna gets exhausted, grace comes in. So he was waiting for prayatna to get exhausted. Grace comes only when effort gets exhausted. Grace will not come in as a substitute to effort. Grace comes when effort is exhausted. So he was waiting for Sugriva to exhaust his prayatna. Wow. See, I heard all this when I was 11 years old. Huh? I thought, what a way to describe Rama. What a way to describe. Are you able to follow? And Guha offered his kingdom, no? Guha said, be the king here, no? Yeah. See, வீட்டுக்குள்ள வந்தாக்க வீட்டை விட்டு எப்போ போவாங்கன்னு we are thinking, isn't it? Vijayarangan. Somebody comes into the house, we are worried about when he will be leaving the house, isn't it? Rama walked into the house and Guha said, this is your house. Stay here permanently. Wow. Guha is extraordinary. One day we will talk about all that. Guha. Beautiful is this? Guha. Therefore, Guha lam friendship kadayadu. Sugriva dam friendship. Useless fellow Sugriva. Yeah. Useless fellow the Sugriva is. He never trusted Rama. You know that, no? Always doubt. அவர்கிட்ட அவ்வளோலாம் நம்ப கூடாது ராமாவை. You can't get that close to him. You can't be that trustworthy. Always you should maintain some something. Yeah, that's why he could never get what Guha got. He could never get what Hanuman got. So yeah, with this, we conclude for today. We'll continue next week.